Calaroga Shark Media.
Live from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, where hopefully this time the producer schedules the podcast to actually publish, this is Ballot.
That's right. Our producer scheduled the previous episode for 3 p.m., not 3 a.m. Glad to see the bosses back home are QCing this thing. It only took everyone 12 hours to notice. No wonder crooked media overpays everyone and gives them 9 weeks vacation. Okay, let's hit this. Donald Trump is at it again, this time using AI-generated images to falsely claim that Taylor Swift has endorsed him for president. In a series of posts on his Truth Social account, Trump shared doctored images of Swift and her fans wearing Swifties for Trump shirts, alongside other fabricated content, including a photoshopped picture of Swift as Uncle Sam. The images are clearly manipulated, but that didn't stop Trump from enthusiastically accepting the supposed endorsement with a gleeful "I accept" on his post. As expected, Swift's team has not yet commented, but it's worth noting that she endorsed Joe Biden in 2020 and has previously criticized Trump, particularly for his response to the George Floyd protests. In the past, Trump has said, "I think she's beautiful, very beautiful. I find her very beautiful. I think she's liberal. She probably doesn't like Trump. I hear she's very talented. I think she's very beautiful, actually. Unusually beautiful." Boy, reading that back, I think the producers may have given me a transcript from Gump, not Trump. Man, don't the Republicans know I just want to hand in goofy stories and head to the Harris Hotties party? Instead, they went and made actual news with this one. Remember Joe Biden? Don't worry, he doesn't either. The man's trying to retire, and now House Republicans are hitting him with a 291-page report accusing him of abuse of power, obstruction of justice, and running a $27 million influence peddling racket. According to the GOP, Biden didn't just chat with his son Hunter's foreign business partners. Oh no, he supposedly turned his vice presidency into a side hustle that rivals some of Wall Street's finest scams. We're talking millions of dollars funneling through shell companies, shady deals with countries like China, Russia, and Ukraine, and even a $142,000 sports car gift from Kazakhstan. But here's the kicker. Despite all this smoke, Biden isn't likely to be impeached. Why? Because even the Republicans know that getting the votes to impeach a lame duck president is like trying to get your cat to take a bath. It's just not happening. Plus then Kamala Harris would get to test drive the presidency, and Trump would be running against the sitting president. Anyway, remember Joe Biden from the last story? Don't worry, he doesn't either. And he's mad. Joe is gearing up for what could be his most bittersweet moment yet at the Democratic National Convention. Picture it. Biden, standing at the podium, gazing out at a sea of cheering supporters, while internally wrestling with the sting of betrayal. It's like watching your favorite band's farewell tour, except instead of hit songs, it's a medley of backstabbing and political maneuvering. The shame of it all, he won't even remember it. As Biden prepares to pass the torch to Kamala Harris, he's apparently still fuming about how he was nudged out of the re-election race by the very party he served for decades. It's like being kicked out of your own birthday party because the cool new kid, Harris, has suddenly stolen the spotlight. Biden's loyalists see her rise as a brutal rejection of their guy, like he's yesterday's news that's only good for wrapping fish. And the betrayal isn't just coming from the party's upper echelon. Even his old buddy Nancy Pelosi, who's been friends with Biden for 50 years, is on thin ice after allegedly playing a major role in his ousting. Let's not forget Barack Obama, whose friendship with Biden is now reportedly as frosty as a Chicago winter. As Biden prepares for his primetime address at the DNC, he'll be highlighting his achievements and giving his blessing to Harris, all while trying to secure his legacy. There's even talk of him making one last splash with a potential US-led peace deal in Gaza. But make no mistake, Biden knows that his legacy now hinges on Harris's ability to win in November. If she loses, the whispers about Biden's late exit will turn into shouts from the rooftops. And after his speech, Biden's off to Santa Barbara with his family, skipping the rest of the convention, including Harris's speech. That speaks volumes, doesn't it? But enough with real news. I'm here for the stupid, like this. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is planning to go incognito at the Democratic National Convention by shaving off his mustache? Because, you know, nothing screams stealth like a guy famous for selling pillows and spouting conspiracy theories showing up clean-shaven. He's really going all out on this one, folks. Lindell, who was at a pro-Trump rally in Illinois, decided that blending in at the DNC required a full-on facial hair sacrifice. And in true Lindell fashion, he tried to turn his mustache's demise into a national event by begging CNN to televise the shave live. CNN, of course, responded with a resounding no, because even they have standards. Or maybe they just couldn't find a cameraman who could keep a straight face. Apparently, Lindell thinks that losing the stash will make him unrecognizable, which just shows how out of touch he is. He might as well have said, "I'll be the guy in the fedora and sunglasses desperately trying to pretend I'm not Mike Lindell." And to top it off, he's teaming up with Rudy Giuliani at the DNC. You know, because nothing says master of disguise like being Rudy's sidekick. Nothing says we're here for the people, quite like clearing out a restaurant full of regular folks, just so Kamala Harris and Tim Walz can grab a sandwich without having to rub elbows with, actual voters. Patrons at the legendary Primanti Brothers in Pittsburgh got a rude awakening when they were unceremoniously booted from the premises to make way for the Harris campaign stop. Mark Dodson, just a guy looking to enjoy a quiet afternoon with a Pirates game and a signature Primanti sandwich, found himself on the receiving end of a last call that wasn't about closing time. It was about clearing out for the VIPs. Mind-boggling is how Dodson described the situation. But hey, nothing says we care about your vote, like shutting off the game and asking you to leave. As if that wasn't enough, Harris decided to swing by a Sheetz convenience store on her way out of town, snagging some Doritos, while conveniently ignoring that the Biden administration is suing the same chain for allegedly violating civil rights laws. You've got to love the optics. A VP grabbing snacks from a store her administration is dragging to court. That's the kind of attention to detail that really inspires confidence, isn't it? And let's not forget the protesters who lined the streets, shouting about how they were kicked out of Primanti's, accusing the campaign of hiring actors to fill the restaurant for the cameras. I mean, if you're going to clear out a place, at least bring in some convincing extras, right? In the end, the Harris-Walz bus rolled out of town, leaving behind a trail of disgruntled diners and some rather confused Pittsburghers who just wanted to enjoy their Sunday. But hey, at least Harris got her Doritos, right? Priorities. Portions of today's program were made with the help of AI. Maybe we can teach the AI to schedule these things so they go out on time, not 12 hours late. Okay, big night coming up. We have Hillary speaking, and then Joe Biden. Remember him? That's okay, he doesn't either. And then I got invited to the Hotties for Harris after party. So if there's not an episode at 3 a.m., that might not be the producer's fault, if you know what I mean.